What's going on, guys? That is a Jegan, this is a Silver Surfer, and that's actually not a P. Bandai box. I don't even know how to do that anymore. But this is Master Grade Monday. So let's get to it. Alright, guys, so welcome to Master Grade Monday. I feel like the last few we've done were either just customs or all P. Bandais. Seems like a while since I've done a legit, new, regular Bandai release. But of course we have the Jegan today. You can't read anything but Jegan. Got 89 in Jegan and Obel suit. You got MG logo there, some amazing box art here. I mean, seriously, look at that. It's all dinged up and nasty and glowy blue stuff coming from everywhere because, of course, the Jegan has lots of thrusters. It does have an amazing looking glowy visor there, glowy camera there. You've got what I believe is probably another Jegan over here on a base jabber, which will be a kit that's coming out soon. You got Jegans up here and probably some more Jegans. It's all Jegans! Jegans all the way down. Of course, you have a ship right here. And another one doing its thing right there. Cool. Explosions. Things. Gotta love it. Bandai 2018 way down here. This is one of those boxes that is not easy to rotate. So you've got front view, rear view, mass-produced mobile suit. Right. And you've got inner frame. It's got a new thing. Newly created inner frame was designed to resemble versatility. Mass-produced Jegan is an independent unit developed to resemble the skeleton of a human body. That's pretty cool. So, of course, I mistakenly said it was going to be a modified 2.0 frame. I was wrong, and I don't care. And you say, action! You can do things. So you got him in the naked form and his armed form. That's kind of cool. And if you're wondering, I've got stuff over here, that's why I gotta be careful. RGM 89 Jegan, mass-produced suit. If you want to read all that, go right ahead. But otherwise, you got weaponry. Yay! Figure. Woohoo! Markings. Side of the box. RGM 89, all the things. So it's technically a gym. It's just a newer gym. That's good. Bandai.net. All the things. Pretty blue visor. You got body, can go back and forth very quickly. You've got center part, can act like a tornado. And you've got weaponry, it's pointing at a skirt. That's odd. And you got hand parts, because he's got hand parts. You got a groin joint. Just call it a groint. And you got shoulders, legs. Leg can do leg things. Very interesting. Ankle design. And you've got the obligatory pile of runners next to the completed kit, which makes no sense. And then you've got all the plastics and the guy on the toilet, and the warnings is keep your 3-year-olds away from Jegans. And 40,000. Good lord, that would be expensive. 4,000 yen. Super affordable, brand new MG. So yay. New MG, still forced to be upside down. And yeah, doesn't really fit on camera. It's a big box, guys. As we saw in the unboxing. Guys, let's go ahead and get to it. Here is the Jegan. Oh, wait, wrong kind of review. Anyways, so here we've got the RGM 89 Jegan. It's space white. You can call it light green or whatever color. You can call it seafoam green. It's space white. Space white. So, yeah, this kit. Good lord. This thing was both similar and different to a lot of other kits I've done in the last year or so. First things first, something I completely missed in the unboxing. The thing doesn't have polycaps. It did not even occur to me until I started building the torso that it didn't even have any polycaps. So it's got straight plastic on plastic joints. Now that is what started reminding me a lot of some previously done kits. By the way, fingers tend to fall off. Yay. In a lot of ways, it definitely reminds me of the Freedom 2.0 and a couple of the other more modern kits that are polycapless. In the way that it feels. Like, this thing doesn't really have a center of mass. It is just a thing. Nothing feel like the legs don't feel, the arms don't feel light. The legs don't feel light. The body doesn't feel heavier than anything. It's very well balanced because it all has about the same density. It's like it has great. It's good for posing and standing. I'm just gonna say that. However, it feels strange in hand because nothing is loose. Everything is very tight and full of friction. And while friction is great for holding poses, it's not great for when you go to move things. Ask anybody who tried to move the hips on their Freedom 2.0 the wrong way. And also, whenever you you think you've got it planted, and then So, one problem that I've noticed just messing with this guy a little bit, without the advent of polycaps, which actually I've never thought of it as a minor shock absorber and making joints move a little bit smoother, it's a little bit odd feeling. But it's a great looking kit. Very pretty. Has an enormous amount of decals, as we can see right here. Well, you can't because camera's too... There we go. It does come with a big sticker sheet and only tells you how to use about 60 of the 100 so stickers, leaving you to kind of do whatever you want. Like most of these, like these up here, we're told to put there. These right here were not. These were told to put here. That was told to put there. Those were my own thing. A few of them just kind of like the ones down here on the top of the foot. I did that of my own accord. The one up here on top of the shoulder, which I clearly forgot to mirror. These back here on the back thrusters, like those. Little red triangle, stuff like that. Those are all extras. This one back here on the butt skirt slash thruster relief. That's all me. So they give you way too many, so you can just figure out what you want to do with them. The stickering only took a couple hours, if that. Maybe not even a full hour. I can't remember. It was late last night, if I'm totally honest. Even through the big ESFF anchor right there. I do like the Londo Bell stickers for the shoulders. You can, of course, number it if you want to. I just... I hate trying to place numbers, so I don't. Other than that, it's actually very well done. Another detail I did, I added some chrome back there behind the visor, like you guys know I tend to do on gyms and things like that. I like the clear blue visor. It looks really good. You do get a clear blue camera right there, though no light really does penetrate it. It comes some from the back as well. I don't know if I could backlight it, if it makes a difference. Probably not. I was trying to see, holding it up to the light. Tiny bit of chrome right here on the head Vulcan. I realize now that I'm holding the camera much further out than I can see with my light. There we go. So, little bitty chrome bit right there on that head Vulcan slash tactical headphone on one ear. I could talk in this one ear. It does have cockpit that's super easy to fold down. And there's your pilot right up in there. I was going to paint him, and then I realized I didn't have time, so I didn't bother, to be totally honest. One thing that threw me off was not having normal Gundam-like chest vents. I guess I've been building way too many ground types lately. I don't know. It's so weird. Just having these little things. Oh, one thing I did, and you guys are probably noticing, I did panel line this thing mostly in blue. I figured it would actually help it stand out, and I think it does. Because on most of the box art, you see the blue glow coming from the visor or from the thrusters or anything like that. So adding the blue to most of the panel lines really did make this thing pop for me. I really did find that to be a great idea. So, hey, if you haven't built it yet, by all means, go for it. The one thing I do love about this is also this guy. It's actually a yellow piece that comes through the red piece. No more stupid sticker or having to paint the crotch fin. Groin fin? Groin fin. So, yay for that. And since he's a fairly new kit, let's go ahead and go over articulation, because it does actually have some new stuff. It does have a ball joint mounted head, so you can, get some quizzical dog look going on there. You can do that. He can turkey neck. And yeah, my lights are both too bright and very helpful at the same time. There's not a whole lot of in between today. It just is what it is. It does actually have an interesting hinge. So there's a normal hinge down at the base of the neck, and then actually the top of the neck has more, so you can really kick that head back. If it wasn't for the backpack, you could really get it a lot tilted further, so that you, like when he's riding the base jabber, you can actually get a little more extended. Plus, this just gives you kind of a taller neck if you want that look. Shoulders do have a cool upswing with little armor covers for that. Does also have the swing out biceps, so you can, or biceps, butterfly joint. Very tight shoulder joint. The armor does have a minor flip-flop to it. Use the bicep rotation and you can get a good reach here. And plug the fingers back on and you can have a new hi teacher. Hi, my name is Jegan. Do get double jointed elbows. Get you not quite 180, but a decent bend. It's a very clean look there. And you do get semi-classic hands, obviously with the replaceable fingers. Ball jointed thumb with the articulated knuckle for wrapping around things, if one is so inclined. You do get a wrist hinge, and of course the ball joint for it, so you can kind of go limp-wristed, so to speak. The torso does have ab crunch, ab rocker, however you want to say that. And it can do, can it? I thought it could do. It wanted to do side-to-side movement before, but now it doesn't want to. Maybe that was a mistake, and it wasn't. There we go. Okay, so you can rock side-to-side, just not a lot. But you can rotate at the waist, backpack gets in the way, whoop-de-doo. Side skirts flip up like that. So he can do the splits. Gotta love that. And there's actually some very nice molded detail. Probably really can't get light in there to see it, but the actual hips to plug in do that. He also has drop down hip like that, so you can get an enormous forward kick. Forward kick! And huge, chunky, double jointed knee, forward amazing crunch like so. And I will say that there are some cool details underneath. I'll show the picture right here. So chrome pistons with some gold, same thing down near the bottom. I kind of thought that those might be exposed or would become exposed, and they did not. Now we come down to the ankle. It's a very interesting arrangement. So you got the swivel there. You have a little bit of tilt on a rotation. So it's actually set up more like an action figure. So this comes in at an angle. But the toe or the ankle can go forward, back. You get toe flip, which is kind of cool because you get some yellow exposed underneath there. I like this. Did a very, very good color separation, especially like here with the thrusters. Actually, all of the thrusters are all really well color separated. So that's actually, the inner frame has that dark gray piece. Then you put the yellow piece inside the green piece, and then you get that. One thing I did real quick before I run out of time on this particular chunk. These, I actually glued the shells together right here because anytime you would move the ankle, it would pop either side loose, and it looked really bad. So I did cement these together from the inside. There's a tab right on the back side of here that overlaps the inside of this. That's what I glued in place. I would definitely suggest that. If you want to, go ahead and just cement all the leg armor together if you're pretty much done with it as it is. You also get movement in the thrusters on the thing, but once again, that's where some great color separation comes into. So you get the gray outer shell and you get the yellow inner shell. And I know other kids have done it before, but I've done very, very few, if any, that actually have that. One thing that's disappointing is there's no movement for the foot. So all of this is one piece. It would be nice if the whole thing could collapse on a hinge and have a nice pointy foot. The back thrusters are the same way. I think you can move these. I could be wrong. No, they're on there pretty good. They're on a ball joint technically, but they don't really want to move. Oh, there we go. They're just stiff. So you can position those any way you like. I like the huge thruster there. In fact, hold on. Let's just take the backpack off. Make our lives easy. Comes off super, super easy. By the way, stickers underneath, panel lining underneath. And it's actually a good backpack. I like it. It's, in some ways similar to the Mark II, but then obviously has the massive, thruster going on here. Actually, I guess you can wiggle it a little bit, rotate it out. Cleaning up the nubs are actually not that bad on that. See, if you move it out a little bit, you can start to position it. That's good. I like the molded in vent right there. That's pretty cool. Of course, there's like a little reactor there, so you get a little warning. And these little guys here, little thrusters, are in fact on ball joints. But the hoses go down in there, so it limits it just a little bit, but that's okay, because you don't want them to go in every conceivable directions. I don't know if these are technically cannons or what, and somebody will tell me, but I don't care. And it plugs on super easy, like so. Yeah, so it is a very articulate new guy. I like him. I like him a lot. But once again, that strangeness in not having polycaps does make you wonder about the longevity of some of the joints. Only because you might find yourself trying to fight a joint to get something in place and maybe snapping it. So it feels like it might go one way, but it doesn't. And then you're like, ah. By the way, thigh rotation. I forgot to include that. But it does stand really well. Like I said, that very neutral balance really does help it. Why am I still doing that? Oh yeah, by the way, it does have these cool fake missiles there. Yay for that. Alright guys, so let's talk accessories. We'll start with the hands. So you get these splayed out fingers. Yeah, nice expressive hands. And they do just tab in by these little tabs. Autofocus is having a problem with how close things are. So of course, for left and right, they just plug into the little slots there. You also get closed fist hands, holding hands for like beam sabers and anything like that, and trigger hands with the kind of slot mechanism for holding onto weapons. Although he's not going to use these. They just don't really do anything for him. Because if you want to use his cool rifle, or machine gun, whatever it is, beam rifle, which is pretty cool. It tells you only put a couple stickers on there. Since I had extra, I added a couple different ones. Even the ESFF, they wanted that on there. But he does come with a very specific trigger hand for this, with an elongated finger, and it does peg into the slot on the handle. And just so you can see the difference, I gotta find the right one here. You can see it's a much bigger finger. It does have a bit more reach. So this is good for like a gym or something like that with a smaller weapon. And these hands, of course, have come on God knows how many kits in the past. But if you want to, go ahead and stick his gun on. It's fairly simple. It's pretty much like that. I will say the only downfall of this is, of course, after you pull one of the hands out repeatedly, the slot itself gets a little worn out and doesn't really like to hold things. But the wrist itself is plenty strong, though I have a feeling it's going to get looser over time. But he can hold the gun at all kinds of different angles. You would kink the wrist a little bit. And it does this, I believe this is supposed to be a magazine or something. Might be technically considered a handle, but it doesn't fold out. It doesn't have a standard like folding handle like a lot of other ones do. Now, one thing he does have that kind of folds away is the beam saber on the hip. So, very nice little flashlight beam saber. No big deal. Okay, I couldn't find the blade. I was like, it's here somewhere. It's amongst all the other blades I have. So, of course, it comes with 2 blades, but only 1 beam saber hilt. So, it is what it is. Although, he doesn't hold it very well. Maybe there's just, you gotta really kind of squeeze it in there. I wish they had put the tab in the hand. There we go. You can get it in there. You just really gotta kind of finagle it where it kind of clicks into place. It's really being squeezed by the fingers. So it does work pretty well. And I like the little tiny hinge here. Now I built the HG Jegan, but it's a bit different, just a little bit. Obviously that's a different style of Jegan, different equipment and stuff like that. But this guy's pretty cool. Now I'm going to put the saber away for a second. Okay, he really does actually hold that very well when you get that actually in the hand. And we've got the shield. I like this kind of shield. It's pretty cool. Very sleek, very more modern, stylish. It didn't tell me to do this, but where else would this big EFSF sticker go? And yeah, it's a little off. And of course, because these are just the normal Tetron style stickers, they stand out like a sore thumb on top of that dark finish. And yeah, if I finished it, I'll put the clear coat first and then put the stickers on. It would do that. I don't care. And then you've got the hidden missiles, not so hidden missiles. I like that effect. It's pretty cool. So you can be like, choo 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 choo. Or was that 4? Was that 5? It might have been 5. And it does plug on the arm. You saw that I left the mount itself put on there. Also, these caution stickers are extra, so they're the ones down here and up here. Once again, you got extra stickers. Find somewhere to put them. The only thing that sucks is it kind of gets in the way of his shoulder thruster unless you're kind of straight up and down. In which case, that works. But it does pose ever so slightly. Has the hinge there. You can't rotate it. There's no rotation back here at the connection point. It's just a tab that goes into the forearm like you see on a lot of these kits. So you just gonna have to live with it. But I like it. It's a cool shield. I like that there's no handle for it, which I always feel is kind of a limitation to some degree. It's all like just kind of, it's unimaginative in my mind. Ah, the heck! This neck joint just came off. There we go. That's a first. That has yet to happen. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Let me get a focus point here. Yeah, that's a cool Jegan. Unfortunately, other than the beam saber, there's no real weapon storage. There's nowhere to clip the gun in or peg it on or anything like that. And he's got a really strange slot, like right here, like just the way that the top of the gun is. But I can't tell anywhere that should go. I mean, like, there's a clippy back here, almost like one of the add-ons later might clip into there. But from what I can tell, there's no weapon storage on this guy, not even on the shield. Unless it plugs on somewhere. I mean, there's nothing even in the instructions. I went over it again at the end just to make sure. Actually, hold on. Wait. There's a slot, or not really a slot, it's a thing. Hold on, let's have a look. Then again, that might be for something completely unrelated, because of course most of these are all virtually the same when it comes to being a Jegan. So I wanted to tab in, like that's obviously a plug for something down the line. But like, see how it's got this kind of hook tab? Like I said, there's nowhere that I can find where that's supposed to go. So, oh well, no big deal. Now, size-wise, of course he is a master grade, so let's compare him to at least something else in universe. And there's you an old Jim Cannon. So they're kind of buddies. In my mind, they're buddies. Why wouldn't they be? Except one's space type, one's clearly made for ground battle and stuff like that. But you can see there's a significant height difference. Of course, a couple generations later in development stages, so yay for that. And here he is next to Banshee Norn. And I'm not going to let him go because he's not going to stand. This particular one has decided to give me an incredibly hard time while I had him out. Parts have fallen off and everything else like that. So this particular kit is really making me angry today. And for even bigger comparison, there he is. Oops, with the full armor unicorn. Mind you, he's on an action base, but hey, you get the idea, right? And here he is next to the Conroy's Echoes Jegan. Echoes, I don't care. Yeah, we'll definitely be getting these down the line. I mean, this one's just got a heavier armored chest, but if I remember correctly, this is just actually plugged on over, yeah, just plugged on over the main chest, so that's not a big deal. Different side skirt or front skirts, which by the way, this guy has no skirts on the front or the back. I love that. Leg-wise, feet-wise, exactly the same. Form, he's just got new weapons that can tab on where the shields go. No big deal there. Extra bits on the shoulders. Extra bits on top of the head. Other than that, yeah. This is going to be a huge moneymaker on the P Bandai market, of course. Hopefully they're not going to do them all P-band eye. I know a lot of people want the Stark Jegan, the Echoes Jegan, all the different things. I think that they will definitely do it because it's Bandai. That's what they do. Recolors, remolds. And yeah, guys, I didn't really cover it, but it does have an action-based mount, and I like the way they did it. So it goes in at an angle, and then it slots upward, and then snaps into place. That's actually very good. That's actually super secure, and that's not going to come off. So if you've got an action base that you need to slap a Jegan on, you can. I don't have any spare ones right now, or I would totally do that. But just so you know, you can. Alright guys, so final thoughts wise, I really do dig this kit. Now the Space White, not everybody's going to dig that, but it's a pretty easy repaint. I'm sure I've already seen a lot of people already painting them like dark navy colors, stuff like that, and there's actually a custom I want to do with one of these down the line. So I'll probably pick up another one just for that. And I really hope that they do expand this line significantly and give us a lot more versions of the Jegan. I think it's a really, really cool mobile suit. And they gave them to Justo a long time ago, which it came out, which I believe was developed even after this. So it's cool to actually finally get this particular version. Articulation is actually very, very good, although the lack of polycaps does take some getting used to if you've done nothing but polycap kits. The hands, they are what they are. If you don't like the posable hands, the movable fingers, stuff like that on different kits, then this is right up your alley. I like the idea that you can at least plug that in, but I think that the notches are not really deep or secure enough to make a huge difference half the time. So I think that's one failing of it. The sticker placement is actually very nice. The other stickers necessary to this thing for details, there's hardly anything, so I can appreciate that. Color separation is second to none, but it's almost, I don't know how to say this. It almost feels like an RE and not an MG. That makes sense. If you built RE kits, you know how they feel. To me, this feels like that. But it's a great one. It's cost effective. Probably cheaper for some other people, but down the line we'll get a lot more weaponry. We'll get a lot more versions of it, and I'm down for it. So guys, go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Hit that subscribe-ish button if you want to. And if you want to check out the Patreon, by all means, come over there and check it out. I can use all the help I can get. In fact, I believe I've lost some Patreon guys as of late, and that sucks. So that's less and less money that I'll have for the month. But, it is what it is, guys. Any support that you guys can give me, I definitely appreciate just watching the videos. And go check out the second channel. Go ahead and hit up the Shoki Reviews 2 channel, please. I want to get that channel to where I can actually monetize it, and it's still very, 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 very far off. And if it doesn't work out, I will have to bring all that content back over here. So it just is what it is. So I'm doing what I can to try to expand the brand, as it were. But guys, if you want to grab a Shoki shirt, you can totally do that. That will definitely help support the channel as well. And you can show off that you're part of the Shoki Nation. And that's always fun, in and of it is. And actually, I've got 2, maybe 3 new shirt ideas. Actually, I came up with one the other day with Thomas Rice. So that's what I'm going to be working on sometime soon for a yearly event that happens on this channel. But guys, I will catch you on the next review. And remember, as always, to keep on building.